the only conversation were things like, please pass the salt. That's it. Which shocked me, because when I was growing up, Dad would put a record on a record player. We'd go into the dining room, and we would sit there for hours, just talking about everything. My favorite place to be. But he still was a man of few words. I think he saved up all of his vocabulary for dinner. The rest of the day, he just didn't talk a lot. So there was one day when I was, I want to say 12 or 13, and we were driving someplace in the car, just him and me. And he must have realized that this few words thing was not something that everybody took naturally to, and so I think he was trying to make awkward conversation with his only daughter, his youngest child. And so he did that, awkward, I don't know what else to say thing. He said, so do you have any ideas what you want to be when you grow up? Which is like the lamest question ever, but I was, an awkward 12, 13-year-old, and up until that time, you wouldn't have guessed this, but anyway, so I said, oh yeah, I want to be a singer, because I had been force-fed the Beatles by my brother and fell madly in love with all of them at one point or another, and spent my afternoons in the summertime. I'd walk to the public library and I'd check out records, and I'd bring them home and I'd just spend the whole afternoon singing with them. Thought it was great. I was a rock and roll star. And so I told my dad I wanted to be a singer, because like every 13-year-old does, and he said, well, you better learn to sing that. Ouch. And so that was the moment I stopped singing in front of people, or at all, really. And now that I'm a parent, and I have had awkward conversations with my own children and other people's children, and I realize that you say things as a grown-up that get taken completely out of context. My father could have meant any number of things. He could have meant, hey, let's get you a voice teacher. He could have meant, I've noticed you're a little shy about singing in front of people. Maybe you should learn to get more comfortable with that. But see, Dad's been gone now for 9, 10 years, something like that, and I can't ask him. And the thing is, even if I could ask him, he probably wouldn't even remember the conversation, because it just wasn't that important. So when Andrew asked me if I would tell a story today, I was like, sure. I find something, funny I can talk about, a dog or kids or some idiotic thing that I've done in my life. And I was like, yeah, great, sign me up. And then he told me what the theme was a couple weeks later. Jerk. The moment that changed me? I don't know. I changed like the wind. So I had to really think about it. And so, dear friends, the moment that changed me is, I think, this one right here.
This one being me, or this one?
This one right now.
I didn't think about you talking about the Beatles. We should have learned a Beatles song.
No, that's fine.
This is a
Did you
good
guys
one.
do this at 12 o'clock last night and you were not?
No, we did it at 10 o'clock this morning.
Practice one time.
Yeah. So, Andrew, of yours, we're doing notes here. Yeah, you can do that. You're the sound guy. You've done
This
some
is just
work.
the overall.
Catcher.
Now do you hear me? I'm talking to you across the water, across the deep blue ocean, under the open sky. Oh my, baby, I'm trying.
Boy, I you in my dreams. I feel you whisper across the sea. I keep you with me in my heart. You make it easier when life gets hard.
Lucky I'm in love with my best friend. Lucky to have been where I have been. Lucky to be coming home again.
They don't
They
know
don't know
how
how
long
long
it takes.
it takes, waiting for